welcome once again to 5 Minute Fights with the stand-up guys. I'm Patrick Robles. He is Edge Brown, and this is Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling 2.
Yeah, Joe Louis, Max Schmeling. Here we've seen clips of the first fight that they had. Max Schmeling was the former heavyweight champion of the world. Joe Louis was an up-and-coming fighter, 24-0 at the time. And Max Schmeling said he saw something in Joe Louis' defense. And in his first fight, you can see him landing a right hand.
Yeah, he noticed that Joe Louis would drop his left. He had noticed something, and he definitely took advantage of him here.
Yeah, Schmeling was a cagey fighter. He had a lot of experience going in, and he saw Joe Louis' had this little deficit in his defense, and he took full advantage of it, landing numerous right hands during the course of the fight.
Yeah, so we're actually going to see poor Joe. This was his first loss, yeah?
His first loss, yeah. He was 24-0 before this, and Schmeling, who had over 50 fights before this and was former champion, was way more experienced and took advantage of the younger fighter. And
to our American fans, our Joe Louis fans, don't worry, we're going to get to the good part. But yeah, this is part of a young man's maturation process. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to go through stuff like this.
Yeah, when you're a young fighter and you take on a more experienced fighters, sometimes the risk doesn't pay off, and that's what happened in this case.
So Joe Louis ends up winning the heavyweight title from
James Braddock.
And he's the heavyweight title champion. He says, I do not consider myself to be champion until I beat Mr. Schmeling.
Yeah, and this was like a really heightened time. Adolf Hitler became the chancellor in Germany, and had already invaded Austria at the time of their rematch, which was 2 years after the first fight.
June 22nd, 1938, Yankee Stadium, and you see him weighing in, but heightened is a little bit of an understatement. Yeah,
Schmeling was a good guy, but he was used as propaganda, and they wanted him to kind of bulk up their
the whole superior guys thing,
the Aryan race theory that they had at the time,
and pretty much in the United States, in 1938, things were what they were, but Joe Louis had the entire country behind him, if not the entire world.
Yeah, I think the entire country. America at the time, the U.S. was going through the Great Depression, so sporting people, people got a lot of comfort from watching sports, and so this fight became a big thing, and I think everybody wanted to watch it or listen to it on the radio at the time.
Yeah, and the heavyweight championship at this point, like, even if you didn't know sports, you knew who the heavyweight champion of the world was. It was a big deal. It was a big deal which country had the heavyweight champion.
Oh, yeah, it was the biggest prize in sports, so it meant a great deal to the people of America before this fight.
So, unfortunately, you can't really see the crowd, but, Yankees, the entire stadium sold out, and there's a very famous cartoon of, like, the actual, like, the globe, the earth as a cartoon, just looking down on the ring. And this was pretty much true.
Yes, it was big. And in fact, this fight was live on German radio and was listened to by Adolf Hitler and his crew back in Berlin.
So real quick, before this starts, before the fight, they asked Joe, how you feeling? He goes, I'm scared. They go, you're scared? That's not good. He goes, I'm scared I'm going to kill this guy.
Yeah, Joe Louis was really up for this fight. Over the 2 years, fighting Braddock, it improved a lot. So what Schmeling was able to do in the first fight, he had no chance in this fight.
And this may be a bit like when Roy Jones Jr. had his rematch against Montel Griffith.
Yeah,
just the motivation is like, this guy beat me, and I'm not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, well, Joe Louis was a better fighter in that fight. I think he probably overlooked Schmeling in the first fight, but this time he come out totally prepared, and he meant business.
So Joe Louis is the guy with the stripes. This is actually pretty good video quality for the time,
Yeah, 1938, but you can see Joe Louis landing some heavy punches in there already in the first round.
Yeah, and I think you're going to start seeing some brutal body shots. Apparently, people at ringside could hear Schmeling screaming like a girl. Yeah.
Well, they said on the broadcast in Germany, when Schmeling screamed, in Germany they turned off the broadcast so Hitler didn't hear what was going to happen.
Well, we're about to see what's going to happen. Oh, great camera work. What are we doing here?
Well, they had celebrities at ringside back then as well, Pat.
Yeah, okay. Oh, right there. Oh, body. This is brutal already. So what's interesting is back then they didn't do the same type of standing 8 counts. They're like, you're okay? Okay, get back in.
Yeah. Not a good idea. You can see Schmeling's really, really, oh, my goodness.
But still, they start counting, and once you're up, okay, you're good. Keep beating them.
Lewis is landing at will, and Lewis was a puncher as well.
Right.
Numerous knockouts in his career, so it's not like you're getting hit with somebody that can't punch. And this is brutal.
Oh, man. Yeah. One of the great, as they say, switch hitters of all time. He had power from both sides. Look at them. They have an outside ref. Come on, ref.
Yeah, I think there's the cornermen as well. They were like, you got to stop this. This is a massacre.
I believe the ref was Arthur Donovan. No, was it Art Donovan? Yeah.
I'm not quite sure who the referee is.
Because I know, yeah. Well, anyway, here is the replay, and they had pretty good slow-mo replay once again for the time. Remember, this is 1938 stuff, so this is basically just film slowed down.
Oh, look at that body punch there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see Schmeling turning away after that shot.
Yeah. And you could tell Lewis was ready to do this for 15 rounds if necessary.
Yeah.
But he's like, they ain't paying me by the hour. What's interesting is, I've seen lots of Joe Louis highlights. I've never seen a full Joe Louis fight other than this one.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many full fights are available.
No, I think I may have seen one. I think it's the Billy Conn fight. I think the first one.
You saw the full fight?
Well, I believe I did.
I know I've seen the highlights of that fight, but yeah. But obviously, this is a lot easier to show this full fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe Louis, just one of the all-time greats, and an American hero. Unfortunately, America didn't treat him as well as he should have been treated afterwards. There are documentaries about this, but as a fighter,
he was unbelievable.
Absolutely,
he was a hero of all the fighters as well. But even in the end, when he was in hard times, all the guys, Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack guys, they took great care of Joe Louis. He was their hero.
Yeah, they really did. And I believe he passed away in 1981, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, Joe Louis and Max Schmeling kind of became friends after
They became good friends.
Yeah, and Schmeling helped take care of him as well. Yep. So you could see the towel coming in. Yeah. Which, I guess the referee was like, hey, there's a towel coming in. So, yes, this was Louis Schmeling 2, all-time great fight. If we can, we'll try and do another Joe Louis fight. We just have to figure out. Billy Conn would be a good one.
Yeah, the Billy Conn fight was great. Billy Conn was a great light heavyweight champion that moved up in weight to fight Joe Louis.
All right, so we got a few more. These are just Joe Louis highlights. Enjoy them. We appreciate you joining in for another 5-minute fights. This is Stand Up, guys. We're out.